Hello students, in the last video we have seen how cookies are created in Python, how sessions are created in Python. So in this video we are going to see how MySQL can be connected to Flask. Okay, so here we are using MySQL database as a backend. We can create database in MySQL and we can invoke in the Flask script. So how we can do this one, let us see with the help of example. So we have seen how we can import Flask in our Python script. So this is the first one, from Flask import Flask app is equal to Flask underscore name. Okay, so here URL is defined as home URL is there, that is the slash, and we invoked here two methods, get method and post method. So these methods can be used to enter data to the form. So here we are only displaying the text. We are not going to enter any type of data. This is the simple script. So with the help of script we can display the text hello. Okay, so we have seen this one, only we revise here. So this is the function, index function is associated with this home URL. And what are the contents here? We are only returning the contents hello. Okay, so when we execute this one, so say we can create like this, set Flask application is equal to name of Python script. So name of Python script is data1.py. Then we can run it by using Flask run. So when we entered Flask run, we will get one address. Okay, so with the help of this address, this is the address of localhost. With the help of this address we can execute this Python script. Okay, so what would be the answer here? Here only index function is associated with URL and only we are returning the text hello. So we will get here text hello. Okay, so this would be the output when we execute this Python script. Okay, look here once again. Only one URL is given here, home URL is there, index function associated with this URL, and we are returning only the contents hello. So when we execute this one, it will return hello. So this is the simple Python script. Okay, next, second one. In the second example, we are using here Python script as well as we are using here HTML script. Okay, so what is the use of this one? Again, slash home URL is there. We are using here get and post methods. This index function is associated with this URL, and here we are rendering the template index.html. Okay, so we are going to execute, we are going to invoke this HTML script here. So we used here render template, and what type of template we are rendering here? Index.html. So this Python script you should write in Flask application, and when we used HTML script, we should store that HTML script within the template folder. Okay, so what are the contents of this index.html? So HTML is there, body background color is used here, and form method post, because we are going to enter some data here. Okay, so enter your detail, this is given in header tag, and we used here center tag because we want to place the contents in the middle of the screen. So we used here center tag, and then enter your details. First name, input type is text, and what is the name of this one? F name. Then br, it takes control to the new line. Second is last line, again input type is text, and the name of this text box is L name. Okay, and after this one we used here submit button. Okay, so only we have to enter first name, we have to enter last name, and only you should press here submit button. Okay, so when we execute this script, so this is the home URL, we will get the screen like this. Enter your details, this is the header tag. Then it will ask for first name, Then it will ask for last name, and when you enter these data, we have to click on submit button. But look here, here we are only entering the data. No MySQL database is used, no tables are used in this one. Only we are entering the data. What would happen here once we entered the data? Suppose I entered here first name is equal to Radhika, last name is equal to Desai, and we enter here, we click on submit button. But Radhika and Desai, this will get stored temporarily. Okay, because we here we don't use any type of MySQL table. If we want to store that data, means whatever first name and last name entered by the user, and we have to store that uh, to the memory of computer. How we can store this one? So to store the data, you should use here MySQL. So many backend platforms are available for Flask, but here we are using MySQL because you are familiar with MySQL. So here we can use MySQL to store the data entered by the user. Look here, this is the example. With the help of this example, we can only enter the data. Okay, we don't have the facility to display or to store that particular data. So to store the data, we should use MySQL database as a backend. Okay, so how we can use this one? So let us see with the help of this example. First, you should take control to the database MySQL. Okay, if you don't have MySQL in your computer or laptop, you can install that one. Then create database by using the command create database. Okay, right here database name. So here we use database name as db name. Okay, so this is the syntax. With the help of this syntax, we can create a database. Then how we can create tables within the database? So here create table my users. Okay, this is the name of table. uh, so you know the naming convention rules for table, how we can enter names to the table or how we can enter names to the database. So there are some rules. By using these rules, we can create table. No space should be there. Okay, so the table name is my users. And what are the fields here? What are the attributes here? We have used first attribute as first name. Again, there are some convention rules to enter field name. So field name should not contain space. Okay, any special symbol is not allowed to enter it within the name of attribute. Okay, so here we use the first attribute first name without any space. And what is the data type for this one? Is varchar 30. Varchar means what? We can enter text for this one. Any type of text you can use, you can enter. And how much width we have given here? 30. So we can enter maximum 30 characters for the first name. Look here, first name, this is the attribute name. Varchar, this is the data type for first name. And 30, this is the width for first name. Okay, and the constraint is given as not null, means user has to enter something for first name. User cannot leave it as empty. Okay, so this is the constraint. With the help of not null constraint, we can put restriction on the text. So user has to enter something for first name. Same thing is there for another field. Second field is last name. No space is there within field name. Then data type is again varchar and the total width is 30. So you can enter 30 characters for last name and you can enter 30 characters for first name. And again the constraint is not null. So you should enter something for last name. So here we have given constraint for each and every attributes. Only two attributes are there which are having text data type and which are having constraint as not null. So we should do it in MySQL. We have created the database, we have created the table. So we will see in practical session how we can do it in MySQL. Okay, so we have to create database and we have to create table. Then next part, how we can use this in our Flask script. Okay, so here again it consists of one Python script, that is database 1.py, and one HTML script, that is database underscore index. So same HTML script we are using here, whatever we used in the last Python script. So from Flask, import Flask render template, because we are going to render template. And one more statement required here when we are importing MySQL. Okay, so 2 or 3 ways are there how we can invoke MySQL, but here we are using MySQL connection. Okay, this would be easier for you. So right here, from Flask underscore MySQL DB import MySQL. So with the help of this, we can set connection between MySQL and Flask. Okay, next app is equal to, so same thing is there. Then we have to configure MySQL. Okay, when we are invoking MySQL within our Python script, we should mention what is the name of your host, what is the name of your user, means what is your MySQL user, what is your MySQL password, and what type of database you are going to use, because so many databases are present in MySQL, and which database we want to use in our script, we have to mention that one. So here these are the important statements. Okay, within first statements, app.config mysql underscore host we have given as localhost. Okay, because we are going to run it on localhost. Then app.config mysql user. So here whatever MySQL I am using here, this MySQL is having username as root, so we used here root. You can use your MySQL username. Then app.config mysql underscore password is equal to MySQL. Again, my computer is having password as MySQL, so I used here. You can use your password. App.config mysql underscore db, that is db name. Okay, so in the last slide we have seen we have created database db name, so we used here db name. So these 4 statements are very important. If something is wrong here, the script is not going to execute. Okay, so your host name should be proper, your MySQL username should be proper, password should be correct, and the database which we are going to use here, it should be correct one. Okay, so right here these 4 statements. So with the help of this one, we can configure the MySQL. Next one, MySQL is equal to MySQL app. We can set here relation. Then next one, here we are using home URL. Method is equal to get and post, because we are going to enter the data. Next, index function is associated with this home URL. Okay, and if request dot method is equal to post, because we are going to enter the data. So here which form we are using here, so here we used here details is equal to request dot form. Okay, and then first name is equal to details within bracket f name, last name is equal to details within bracket l name, because we are going to put up first name and last name. So instead of this one, here we have stored request dot form to some variable details. Instead of that one, if we want to use the if we don't want to store it to the another variable, we can write here request dot form f name. We can write here request dot form l name. Okay, so we can do it by any method. So here I have stored request dot form to details, that's why we invoked here details f name and details l name. So instead of that one, you can use request dot form f name and request dot form l name. So what type of fields we are going to enter, you can store it to the variables. So first name and last name. Then define cursor here. We can set relation to MySQL with the help of cursor. So you have studied cursors and triggers in the last year. What is the syntax of this one? How we can execute the cursor? So same thing is here in the Flask. So here MySQL dot connection dot cursor. So we, with the help of cursor, we can execute any type of SQL query, MySQL query. Okay. So here we have stored this cursor with variable name CUR. And how we can execute it? CUR dot execute means we want to execute this cursor with query. So what type of query we are using here? Insert into my users. Okay, we are using here insert query because we are going to put the first name and last name entered by the user to our database. Okay, so insert into my users. How many fields are there? Two, first name and last name. Then values. This is the syntax of insert into values. Values, what type of values are, what type of values we are going to put it here? Is these two attributes are having string data type. So we used here %s, %s. Okay, because these two fields can vary as per user enters different values for first name and last name. Only we have to mention here what is the data type for first name and last name. So data types are string. We can use here %s, %s. So insert into my users. Our table name is my user and database name is DB name. Look here, these two are different parts. Okay, we have to create table within a database. So what type of database we have created? DB name. What type of table we have created here? My users. And we are going to enter the data in table. That's why we used here my users. Okay, so what is the syntax here? Insert into my users first name comma last name. Two attributes are there. Values, percentage because these two are having text data, and these are the names of attributes, first name comma last name. So how many attributes you are going to insert? You should mention that one. Then MySQL dot connection dot commit. We want to commit that query. So we write here MySQL dot connection dot commit. Once the connection can commit, we can close the cursor. So to close the cursor, CUR dot close. We can use this one. So cursor will be closed. And return success means what? If your query, okay, if your query executes successfully, it will return the message success. If any error is there, it will display error in that particular query. And then return render template database underscore index HTML. So first we have to render this template database dot underscore index. It will ask for first name and last name. Okay, then you should click on submit button. So when you click on submit button, that data, whatever data entered by the user, that data gets stored to the file, to the table my users. Okay, and if this procedure, it will uh, carried out successfully, so you will get here success method. Okay, so look here, here we are using, what is the different thing, what is the new, what are the new things within this type of script? Here first we set relation with MySQL, then we write Python script here. In this we are going to use post methods. So we write here request dot method is equal to post. How many attributes you are going to enter? That will be stored to the variable name, because we are going to transfer that variables to the database. and then we have to fire the insert query. So insert into table name, field name, and then values. And here we are rendering template database underscore index. So this HTML script is used to enter the data. Okay, front end. We can design this script to enter the data. So you can use any background color, you can use any type of picture, you can change foreground color, you can change font style of this one. So you can make it attractive by using HTML script. And this is the backend script. Whatever data entered by the user, that data will get stored to the MySQL. Okay, so this is the front end. This is the back end. With the help of MySQL, we can execute this one. So what is the use of these two scripts? To enter the data through HTML and to transfer that data to MySQL database. Okay, so we will see it in practical session how we can transfer it. This is the output. When we execute the previous one, you will get output like this. Enter your details. You should enter first name here, you should enter last name here, and click on submit button. Okay, so before this, how we can see it in MySQL? Look here, this is the MySQL prompt. We can open that particular database. You have to open that database because in which table you are going to update the data, that table is present in uh, some database. So we should invoke that database and then we have to select that particular table. So here we can invoke database by use DB name because we have used DB name. So database will be changed. And then how we can invoke the data within table? So by using select query. So select star from my users. So it displays the data present in the table my user. So this is the previous data, and when we execute this one, it will ask to enter first name and last name, and that data will get stored to my users. Okay, so this is the previous one, and when we execute this one, when we enter some new data here, so what is the data here? When we execute this one, we have entered Asha Rani for the first name. Here we have entered Saugule for the last name, and when we click on submit button, that data will get transferred to MySQL. Okay, we can see it in MySQL. So again within MySQL, I have given here query select star from my users, and you will get here. Here is the new name Asha Rani Saugule. So whatever name we entered through this HTML script, this data get transferred to my user. Okay, so and then you will get the output as success because your query is correctly worked, successfully worked, and the data get transferred to the MySQL. So here with these examples, with these two scripts, HTML script and a Flask script, we can transfer data to MySQL. Only we have seen here how we can transfer the data. No validations are there, no constraints are there. Only we transfer it to MySQL. Okay, so how we can see this data in Flask? So we can see it in Flask script also. Whatever data we have stored in MySQL, we can invoke that data on the screen like this. Okay, so again from Flask, import Flask, render template, request. From Flask MySQL DB, import MySQL. So same thing is there because we are using MySQL here. Here we can configure MySQL with the help of these four statements. Again, password is MySQL and we are using database as DB name. So here we use that password and database. Then slash URL is there, and the function associated with URL is users. Okay, we are going to display the users, means what type of data entered by the user. So we used here the function users. Then assign here cursor. Cursor is equal to mysql dot connection dot cursor. And what type of query we want to execute here? We want to display the data. We want to invoke the data from my users and we want to display it on computer. Okay, so here the query is like this: select star from my users, because the table name is my users and we are going to display it on the screen. RV is equal to cursor dot fetch all. Look here, if we want to fetch all the records, we can use here fetch all. If we want to fetch only a single record at the current pointer, we can use here fetch one. So fetch one we will be using in the next script. Here we used fetch all because we are going to display all the records in the table, and then return strrv. If it is successful, it returns true, otherwise it gives you error. So these instructions are used to display data from MySQL table. Okay, so when we execute this one, you will get the output like this. How many names are there? We have seen total 5 names are there. This is the last one which we added recently. So Vinita Ghatke, second name, third name, fourth name and fifth name. So total 5 names are there in this my users table. So these are the two examples. With the help of this, we can enter the data and we can display the data on computer with the help of URL. Okay, now we will see how we can do it practically. So look here, this is the first one, data one. Only simple script is there from Flask, import Flask. We have seen it in the PPT. Hello statement is there. So when we execute this, we will get here hello. How we can run this one? S right here, data one. So set Flask app is equal to data1.py and then right here Flask run. Okay, so you will get one URL here. We can execute this URL in browser. Okay, so we will execute this one. So here we get the output as hello, because simple script is there, no database is there, no HTML script is there, only we are using Flask here. This is the first example. Let us consider another example, data2.py. Here we are going to use two methods, get and post, and here we are rendering the template database underscore index dot html. Okay, so what is there in this one, database underscore index dot html? So we will open that file template, because all HTML scripts are stored in database. HTML scripts are stored in template folder, so we can call it. So what is the text within this database underscore index dot html? Only we change here background color, and we are going to post, we are going to input first name and last name. Okay, look here, data2.py, this is the Python script, and only we rendered here one HTML script. Okay, what is the HTML script here? Database underscore HTML. So we are going to input f name of type text and l name of type text, and then we have to click on submit button. Only two files are there, data2.py and database index.html. So when we execute this one, look here, data2.py, we can run it. So again we will get here same URL, so we can refresh this one. So here is the screen. We change the background color here, that's why we get this type of color. It will ask for first name, it will ask for last name, and we have to click on submit button. So we can enter something here. first name and last name and submit button. Okay, so it is get executed. But what is the disadvantage of this one? Whatever data we have entered for first name and last name, so we can't store it. Okay, so to store that data we have to use here MySQL database. Okay, so how we can do it? Look here, this is the script. With the help of this we can connect MySQL with the help of cursor. So we have seen this one in presentation, from Flask import Flask. So all type of instructions we should give here. Then these are the configuration statements. With the help of this one we can configure MySQL. Only remember these things are important. You should write here your MySQL username, you should write here your MySQL password, and which database you are going to use only that database DB name. Okay, don't write like this, don't write these similar things. Whatever you have you can write. Okay, so here write username, password, database name, and then again home URL is there. We are going to post the data, we are going to enter the data. So we used here if request.method is equal to post first name last name, we can store it to the variable first name last name. So f name and l name, these are present in HTML file. Okay, and we can store it to first name and last name, and these two variables we can use when we used here insert command. So insert into, cursor is given here, cursor dot execute, insert into my users. It is not necessary to specify column name here because we are going to enter the data for all columns. It is not necessary, you can skip it. So insert into my users values %s, and here first name and last name. We enter only two attributes, so first name and last name. Then mysql dot connection dot commit. Okay, and cursor close, and if this query is fired then it will return the success. Here we are rendering the template uh, database underscore index. Okay, so what are the contents of this one? Database underscore index. So here is the script, background color, and we used here first name type text, last name type text, f name is the name for first name, l name is the name for last name, and this f name and l name we used here, f name and l name. Okay, so whatever we used in whatever names are specified for these two input text, we use that names in this one, array of this. Okay, and this data we store to first name and last name, and these two variables we used here, first name and last name. We can write here same variable name, uh, you can use here same variable name, and we can use here different variable name. What you want you can write here. You can write here f name, you can write here l name, but when we write here f name l name, you should use here f name and l name. Okay, so these variables should be same one, and this is the HTML script. Okay, so this is the HTML script. So we will see how we can execute this one. So before this, we can display MySQL database. Okay, how we can take control to MySQL? Look here, with the help of this one, MySQL is there on my terminal. So I can select this one, MySQL command line client. Okay, it will ask for password. So my password is MySQL. Okay, this is the password for MySQL. When the password is correct, you will get the MySQL prompt. So this is our MySQL prompt, and from this we can invoke the tables. Okay, so how many databases are there? We can see it by using this one. Look here. So show databases. These are the number of databases present on MySQL. Okay, that's why we have to open a single database. So MySQL Flask can understand where we want to put the data. Which type of database we are going to use here? Use DB name. Okay, so this is the name of our database. What database we are going to use? So we have to open that one. We used here use DB name. So you can see here database changed. So we are now present in this database. And what is the name of table here? We can make number of tables within a single database. For your projects also, you should use single database, and within single database we can create number of tables and we can set relation between these table. That is the relational database management. Okay, so database change. How we can open a database table? So select star from. What is the name of table here? S my users. Okay, so select star from my users. Look here, we have already entered here Asharani Sogle, so you got that one. So how many records are there? 1 2 3 4 5. So total 5 first name and last names are there, and we are going to enter the new one with the help of Flask. Look here, total 5 records are there. We will execute this Flask script, so it will allow you to enter new first name and new last name, and then when you click on submit button, it will get transferred to this table. Okay, so look here, we can close this one, and here we can execute this Flask application. So what is the name of this Flask application? Database 1. So we can execute this one, database1.py. Okay, then Flask run. So here you will get again the same URL. We can use this URL. So we can copy or we can refresh this one. So here we entered this URL. Look here, so same screen is there because we have used this same script in the last Flask script, but the in this script we are going to store the data. So right here, first name, suppose the first name is Pratik, then the last name is Shinde. Okay, so this is the new name, and we click on submit button. What we entered here, first name is Pratik, last name is Shinde. We are going to see where this first name and last name is stored to MySQL or not. So click on submit button. What it gives you? Success. So whatever query you have given in Python script, Flask script, this query executed successfully. So we will see whether table is changed or not. So look here, again I click on MySQL. So we have this table, and already we have transferred one record from Flask to MySQL. So let us see, is it transferred or not. So right here again same query, select star from my users, enter this one. So look here, total 5 records were there in the previous one. We have executed our Flask script. We entered here new name as Pratik, surname as Shinde, and you look here, you can see here whatever the new name entered, we entered in the Flask, this name is reflected in MySQL. Okay, so how many records are there? Now total 6 records are there. So by using this one, we can write HTML script, we can write Flask script, and we can connect MySQL with Flask. We can transfer data from my HTML to MySQL. So many operations we can do here. We can delete that record, whatever data we entered in MySQL, we can delete it, we can edit it, we can display it in report format. So what type of operations you need in your project, so we can do it with the help of this one. Only we have to change the queries. For insertion, we should fire insert query. For deletion, we should fire delete query. For addition or to display the records, we can fire select query. So as per requirement, we can use here different types of queries. So this is the example with which we can transfer the data. We can see it in MySQL. And then the last example, that is the how we can display data in HTML itself, how we can see, display data in browser itself. Okay, here we have seen how we can display data in MySQL. In this example, we are going to see how we can display the data in the browser only. So same query is there, only we have connected it with the help of MySQL and cursor. So here cursor is equal to mysql dot connection dot cursor, cursor dot execute. So what type of query we want to execute here? Select star from my users. So this query we are using, and again we want to fetch all the records. So here we used fetch all. Okay, so let us see how we can the output of this script will be displayed on the screen. So execute this one. So right here again, what is the name of script here? Database to py. Okay, how we can run it? Flask run. Here again you will get Flask one URL. So we can copy this URL or we can refresh this one. Control V, look here. So you will get here all records. Okay, new record is also there. So these 6 records are present in my users table. Okay, so with the help of this Flask or with the help of MySQL, we can display that records on the computer. Okay, so these are the examples how we can connect MySQL to Flask, how we can connect database in the Flask script, how we can connect tables in the Flask script, how we can give different queries to cursor, how we can execute that cursor, and how we can get the output. So these are the examples. So with these examples you can write your login application, you can write your forms, whatever data we want, you want to enter for your project. So you can write, you can design form for that one, and you can design database for that one. So in the next session, in the next video, we are going to create a registration form. We are means we are going to create sign up form also, as well as sign in form. Okay, so till then you can do it for your project application. Okay, so try it. If any query is there, you can ask me or you can send it to group. Okay, so thank you.